Hey, everybody, NFT fans, welcome back to the NIFTSY Podcast. I'm your host, Eugene, aka Crypto MC. You know, I love to speak with ladies, and I am so happy today because I am having Maria Agranovskaya. She's a leading fintech expert in law, according to Chambers Global Rating. She's the managing partner of GRAD Legal Financial since 2006. She has been in business for 24 years. She's the expert for State Duma of Russian Federation, visiting professor for leading Russian universities, and she has been the first lawyer to deal with crypto since April 2010. Maria, I'm so happy to hear you. Thanks for joining me today.
Hello, it's very nice to see you, Evgeny. It's very nice to see everybody. Hello. Hopefully my experience will be useful for you. Happy to share it.
I hope that too. Our goal today is to look on the NFT space from the legal viewpoint. But let me first start, Maria, with your personal story. How did you get into the blockchain space 11 years ago? And what are your specific activities in the industry right now?
Well, it's a short story, in fact. I was addressed by the co-founders of BitFury, who came to me and said, how can we legally trade in Bitcoin? Well, it's a question till now. In various countries, there have been new rules that allow specific activities and that have introduced new licenses since then. In Russia, there is still no specific license, but we have new laws as well that allow us to work with crypto in certain areas of it. So we're seeing very interesting developments, and it's of course so challenging and nice and interesting to be in the technology, in the financial technology, and let's say blockchain related financial services are the most interesting for lawyers because we create new legislation also. I do participate in drafting of new laws, and it's a very creative work per se. Obviously, it's not easy, but we're finding solutions. And this is why, for example, in the traditional space, you cannot always introduce new things, which I'm doing now. That's why it's interesting. So we are working with Binance in Russia as exclusively legal representatives. And in this space, we work a lot with the regulators and trying to create the new legal landscape as well with the help of the leading players. We have been working with the first Russian project to deal with digital securities and the new exchange that is being launched. We have conveyed analysis for leading banks and industry players on the choice of jurisdiction, comparing what's going on in every country that is of interest for the business, from Singapore to Switzerland, from Russia to Kyrgyzstan, US to UK, and it's very, very specific work because everything is changing and you have to deal with colleagues, get legal opinions from different parts of the world, and my office is based in Moscow and in Switzerland, in Zug. So these are the 2 points, but you have to consider everything, and this is the most interesting part, of course. And having this knowledge, we can also implement this in the development of the Russian landscape as well. I have been addressed by other CIS countries to help with the legislation drafting, and it's also an interesting part of my work. So we deal also, I just now finished an hour of consultation for small players, but they might grow big. And whatever, it's interesting to deal with different parts of the market, different players, and to help and create the new transparent and sustainable infrastructure and ecosystem, so to say. And the people whom I'm meeting are very interesting, from very young developers to old industry players, financial industry players, and having them all together in the same landscape is absolutely fabulous.
Well, sounds fantastic. I'm so amazed with your huge experience. That's amazing. So let's jump in our general topic, our main topic. How do you explain, do you have your own definition? What is NFT, especially for non-crypto people?
Well, there is a short answer to this, which is nothing, because it's just a name. And there is a longer answer. You can have many different things called NFT. There is no legal term in most of the countries, no legal definition of an NFT. So what you call a non-fungible token is a token that cannot be, let's say, reproduced. It's for one single asset. But again, this asset and this NFT can be owned by several people, which is also not prohibited. And there are so interesting examples of this. For example, with Binance, we are working with the biggest Russian museum, with Hermitage now, on the NFT issue. These are the digital copies with the signature of the director of existing paintings in the collections of Hermitage. Other matters can be also the transfer of rights, and the legal implications can be different as well. For example, in Russia, it can be under the Civil Code of Russia, or otherwise under the new law on kind of utility tokens. It's a little bit different from the traditional understanding of them.
Well, do you have your own vision or version? Why did we, the entire world, face NFT hype in the digital art realm in 2020, 2021? Give us your opinion.
Well, hype arises as a wave, you know? You never see where it really comes from. But I think
you really, there was a need for it. Every market is like a living organism. Everything that happens is a reaction. Like Bitcoin was a reaction for the financial crisis, 2008, and the banking services crisis as well, per se. So also in this sphere, there is a need to digitalize it. It is probably also a reaction to COVID. Obviously, we're getting digital. And see, there was no Art Basel. There was no scope opportunities. And till now, the restrictions are quite serious. So how can we deal in art? How can we invest? There is also a need to find different investment objects, other investment objects.
Okay, I especially love to ask a legal expert, what legal issues, which look like unsolved yet, from my opinion, have arisen during this NFT hype, and how they will be or should be solved in the future?
Well, depends on each subject, because to my opinion, there is no project that is the same as the other one. So you should look into the root of things and see the substance of each event or of each problem. Certain solutions can be harmonized, and I think actually one of the most important things is the international collaboration and creation of international approaches. Like in Europe, in the EU, there is a MiCA, Markets and Crypto Assets. In BRICS, I'm a member of a committee working on some fintech harmonization in law, in regulation. There is a group called Global Blockchain Convergence I'm participating in, and we are making proposals to regulators to facilitate the understanding of things. FOT is restrictions more, but again, it's harmonization of approaches to anti-money laundering in crypto. For example, recommendations for DEX. So it's important to collaborate and ensure harmonization. That's probably one of the most important solutions.
Well, if we are going beyond the digital art space, how do you see the potential or possible use cases of NFT?
It can be very different. Sports. Every sportsman is an NFT. Every game or a movie, you can have live moments of each movie or event. Make a party for your birthday and make NFTs for 5 minutes of videos with each guest. It can be an NFT. Why not? Patents. We are working on an extremely interesting project, and I have kind of invented myself a new type of NFT, potentially possible, under the Russian law that is really valid for patents, the use of patents. Some of the things cannot be completely digitalized because they require registration. For example, in the Russian Patent Agency, some of them are not, like licenses to use software, for example.
Okay, we do understand that the majority of markets consist of unique things such as cars, real estate, objects, and so on and so forth. And the question arises, are there any legal chances in the future to sell physical goods as NFT?
Yes, they are now in space, for sure. Like NFT can be, again, a painting or the right to use it. Again, here, financial regulations come into force. And then you see if it's a commodity, and let's say not only the intellectual property laws come into force, but also financial markets regulation. And here you see if it's a security, if it's a financial instrument, etc., etc. And depends on also how you distribute this to the public, qualified investors, or otherwise.
Got it. How do you see the future of NFT segment of crypto industry in, let's say, 3 upcoming years?
Well, hype makes good and bad. Good, advertisement, popularity, attention. Bad, the victims of hype. That is, the hype is actually not all the players are sustainable. Not all of them are reliable. So if people lose money, of course, they lose confidence and trust. So I see the future in it, of course, and everything will be digitalized, whatever you call it. See the change of terminology, STO, ICO, blah, blah. It's all the same in the essence, but there is no legal vacuum. Existing rules apply. So they have to be enhanced and developed to reflect the current reality. But NFT as a mean of transfer of value is possibly a very interesting tool, if it's permitted by local laws that are still different everywhere in many places.
Okay, and finally, Maria, for those guys who maybe want to meet you personally in our COVID era, I know that you are going to speak in Dubai at WOW Summit in October 14 and 15. Is this true? And if yes, what topic are you going to speak about on this event?
It's a surprise. There will be interesting things, maybe gamify as a new trend, but definitely I will speak about DeFi and NFTs. And yes, I'm thinking about it. It's not 100% thing yet, but 80%. 89.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maria. It's been an amazing talk with you as always. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching to the NIFTSY Podcast. It's supported by the NIFTSY protocol. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe on this channel. Don't forget to hit the bell button for not missing the future episodes. We are publishing daily. Maria Agranovskaya and Eugene aka Crypto MC.
Thank you.
We're with you. Thank you for listening. See Maria in Dubai in October at WOW Summit, and see you in the next episodes. Bye.
Thank you, Evgeny.